and I are going to talk a little bit about what we see on the walls here, her creations, and then we're going to open it up for questions and answers from you, the audience. And then after that, we'll have a little reception. Like Alina said, we can have drinks and food and talk. So definitely look forward to that. I only saw the show yesterday, and I walked in and I looked at all of these pieces that are large in size next to small in size, and I saw sort of images of portals of, times past and feelings of science fiction. I just am so curious about the creation of the wondrous beginning. Can you tell us about how this show started and what was your original inspirations and what have you?
Before, I used to do multiple perspective point of view paintings, which were really, which could be looked upon from different perspectives. So I was very much into space-related works, and then I had this experience of motherhood, which has shifted my practice very much, and I felt that I could no longer be just creating these spaces, and I had to have a figure, I had to have a subject. So that is how it initially started. So I understood the experience of motherhood was a very bodily experience, and it required a body, it required a subject, it required flesh. That's how it felt like. So that is how it evolved, my practice evolved into what you can see here right now.
Immediately, when I walked in and I see this mound of colorful primary color balls in the middle, I can't help but stop myself from being woo, and jumping in within that.
During the opening, I saw a lot of people interact with the balls, and it actually I feel like it made this space alive, because they had something to do. It was fun. It was just to take the time off, just not to go anywhere, but take the time for the moment. And that is, I think, so important. And also the round shape that has been kind of following me through this exhibition, almost hunting. It's, the light, the first light that appears, or the last light that you see, the pregnancy, roundness, and the kind of the portal, the round portal through which you enter this world as well. So it's an important, so there's a lack of shape, and then there's an existence of shape. So it's the simplified, almost perfect shape that I think I can't think of a more perfect shape than a circle, because it's a dot. It's also beginning of a line, right? It's just magical, all the planets as well, and it's a magical shape, really. So it's all over this exhibition. You can see it. Trying to look at this world through the infant's eyes, through the newcomer's eyes, I had to also look at this space from this eyes. So that is why also there's this little installation as well, which has a little ladder, and little kids can interact with it. So they can go up and they can take balls from there, put in here. So it's all kind of movable, and it's something for them to also interact with.
I might also do it as well, just so you know. Just saying. Yeah, it's great. Tell me about that choice as a, as a new mom, and the world of children's toys, right? Within a space of art, capital A art. You know what I mean? The juxtaposition of these two things to me is lovely. So can you share a little bit about that? Spaces
and light, floating light, and tunnels. So tunnels are also for me, it's some sort of portals which symbolize the step into a different experience, or step into a dream world, if you wish. So there is something realistic in these paintings. They are depicting human bodies, but the human bodies are distorted. So there's a sort of a conscious distortion going on. My son is now 12, and when he was born, I made art through much of his time. He was, hi, baby. And
And I think it really sort of changed my view, my point of view, talking about like looking at things. Can you share your experience about becoming a mom and maybe how it's affected your art making and creating?
There was one person before this moment of giving birth, and then there's another, and then you become this other person after this moment. Although you are the same, but it's two of you. So it's such a powerful feeling. I think what this really has taught me is to cherish even more these moments, because these moments are so short, and you really have to be present and to witness them and to actually be there. And I think that's what motherhood has really taught me. I think it is important also in art, and it's important for an artist to be present and to notice things and to see what's happening and to feel what's happening around and in this time you're existing in, right? And also maybe think even more about the audience, and think more about the experience of visiting your exhibition. Think more, because you get to relate to somebody so strongly that you want everything for them.
Yesterday when we had a conversation, you wanted to bring awareness to these two pieces, the birth piece over there and this piece in the corner here. Can you tell me about the connection between these two pieces?
That is a very special moment right there, because it depicts the process of giving birth. So I could actually relate very much into it because I went through it. And so that is a very important moment, because this is the beginning, literally the beginning of life. This is the portal through which you enter into this world, and then you officially exist as a separate entity, as a separate human being. There is a connection between this work and the work that is located in the corner over there, that is depicting a tree. The title of that work is The Tree of Life, which speaks about, or which is about a circle of life. So a repetition coming from, but also it's kind of looks a little bit like roots as well. So there's a reference to the roots, and there's soil that is put under the work, which also adds this kind of a moment of, references the end of life, really, because that's where we come from, that's where we go. We get buried into the soil. So kind of the beginning of life and the end of life are in the opposite corners from each other in this exhibition.
As an artist myself, I'm always curious as to what is the inspiration, not only of this show, because you spoke about Alexei being the inspiration of this, but also like what inspires you to create? What inspires you? What do you see right now that like jazzes you to look forward to create more?
A lot of my world is visual. So for me, it's a lot of visual play and visual objects, visual phenomena, something, but also as well, I've been very much inspired by dreams. So that has had a huge influence on my practice, because there the rules are skewed and the rules are not the same as in the woken world. And that is also a very fascinating phenomena to me that definitely inspires.
I would like to thank Alina for talking with me today, and I would like for us to all give Alina a hand of applause.
Thank you. I would like to say my thank yous. So there were actually a lot of people involved in this who actually helped to make this happen. So first of all, the cotton factory, and Rob for having this building, for opening the space up, and for letting me exhibit my works here in this space, which is usually rented out for events, and for organizing all the lighting for my show, and for organizing this artist talk. And there's so a lot of thanks to you, and for also making this whole unique artist opportunity for Estonian artists to come here in residence into the residency at the cotton factory. So it's a huge thing that you have done for our Estonian society of the artists. So we really very much appreciate it. I would also like to thank my husband, who has been supporting me very much in keeping our baby and making sure that he's okay while I was preparing the exhibition. And also my mother and father-in-law, Paula and Aaron, for also, again, helping with the child and also supporting with all the way to make me come here in time and just were spontaneous and with, yeah, just helping in everything. Then, of course, Annette as well, for despite all the work that she had on herself and all the different events she had to run at the same time, she still made it happen. And we now all have this show, so thank you. Yeah, and then Avery for hanging the show, and Lana for keeping for making sure that everybody has a drink, so everybody can have drinks. In the end of this talk, you feel free to have food and just enjoy yourselves. Yes, and of course Lisa as well. Thank you for being here for doing this artist talk. And my son, Alexei, who is right there writing, who was the inspiration for this exhibition. So thank you.